Hey, cousins, and welcome to another episode of the Finesse and Failure podcast. Today, I have a longtime friend, somebody I ain't seen since my college days back at USC Aiken.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Mr. Six Ways. I teach people 6 ways to do anything, but my primary business is a business that I created with my daughter, teaching parents how to build profitable businesses with their children.
Dope. And that's actually what I want to talk to you about today because I haven't seen a lot of it until you did it yourself. So we're going to get into it. Tell me where you started when you started your entrepreneurial journey. What made you want to be an entrepreneur?
So I feel like I always been an entrepreneur. When I was throwing
Oh,
parties, that was a business, and I didn't realize the type of business it was till later on. But when I really focused on it, it was during COVID, and a friend I had got to fix my credit, he was charging me $300 to fix it, and I'm like, yo, this can't be this hard. So I ended up figuring out how to do it. I had spare time. I ended up getting my real estate license. Got a real estate license in 3 different states at that time, and then did credit, and then from credit, everything else opened up.
dope. Did you actually ever practice real estate at all in any of the states you have your certification?
Yeah, I actually helped sell my own house to myself. It's neither here nor there.
We gonna talk about that later because I ain't never heard no shit like that.
Yeah.
How you sold your own house to yourself?
So I referred myself. So I got
Okay,
paid off the back end of my own crib.
dope, dope. Okay, so I know all about Mr. Six Ways. I know all about teaching people. Watch your videos. You send me DMs. I think you send them to everybody, but I be feeling real special when I get them. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Mhm.
So when it comes down to teaching people six different ways to do something, and you're very business oriented, and you've always been that way. Like you said, when we used to throw parties, it's a business, not nothing personal. Always been business. So when it comes down to teaching people six different ways to do something or learn something in the business mindset. What made you pick six? I know the backstory. What made you pick six? And why
Um,
did you continue that going?
so my fraternity, I'm the number six. I've always used the number six. I consider myself a six god. So it's like if I'm going to take anything and add it with it, I'm gonna put a six behind it. So, and then when I transition over to this, I'm like 6 ways. I can see people 6 ways to do anything.
All right. All right. So we're going to talk about your daughter and the business that y'all built together. And we're also going to talk about the B2B method. When you had the idea to start this business with your daughter, did it come to you easily? Was this something that you had always wanted to do? Or was it just like, we could probably do this?
So the thing was, it was like, what was I gonna do to put my daughter in a position where she'll always make money? If that ever
Mm,
happened to me, what could I do to make sure that she's always straight? And being where I'm from and being around the people I've been around, life isn't guaranteed us. So
right.
my thing was, it's like, what can I do to spend more time with her? What can I do to put her in the same position I'm in and teach her everything I didn't know? Because a lot of times we want to give our kids everything we never had, but we never want to teach them what we didn't know. So
Right.
when it came down to it, I'm like, yo, I'm doing credit, but my daughter need to know this. So when I was doing the credit stuff, my daughter's a diva. So when I'm doing it, I'm like, yo, I gotta do something for her. And so we came up with the book idea. And then I'm like, she likes drawing, she likes doing all these different things. So we created books together. And then from there, I'm like, yo, how many parents don't know how creative their children are? And so me and her just thought about it, and it's like, a lot of times we spend more time trying to get money for our kids so that way they're set later on in life. But one of the things I realized was wealth is like pretty much gone by the second generation. It's like barely there. Third generation is completely gone. But I'm
Mhm.
like, yo, why does this happen? And then I thought about it. I'm like, a lot of times we go create these businesses and we do all these things for our kids, and then our kids despise us. Because if you ever look at like rich people kids, them kids
They
be
hate
all
that.
they be jacked up.
Yeah,
But it's like if you involve them from the beginning and make them feel important and actually take some of their ideas, your business can go places that it never imagined because kids don't understand no or failure. They're creative
that
and they're going
part.
to just try something. So by them being able to try something, they can create things inside of your business that'll take your business to the next level. So with my daughter, her being my child, once I told her I want her in, it was like we locked in. And then it was just like, let's start a business where we can teach parents the same thing.
Dope, dope. And I love what you said when it's like the people who are super rich and had to work all the way up to actually creating that generational wealth, that wealth is gone after the third generation most of the time. And it's because, yes, we have that money, but you're not doing anything to teach your child, their children, how to maintain or even make their own money. The
Right.
best gift you can give somebody is a skill. And if you teaching your daughter how to make money, she gonna always know how to make money. So therefore, she will always know how to make money. She'll always have it. What is something that she taught you in the process of y'all writing this book, these children books?
I ain't even gonna say it really came from the books. What I realized from her was when we got our Airbnb, when I bought the house and we put the Airbnb together, and she's like, "We getting a chalk, we need to get chalk wall paint," and I'm like, "What the hell is that?" She's like, "Yo, you can get paint in a room and you can draw chalk on it," and I didn't think nothing of it, and then I asked her mom, I'm like, "Yo, what Kaden talking about?" She's like, "Yeah, they have paint like that." And so we end up adding it to the Airbnb so that way the kids' room, like, I don't have to worry about kids messing up the walls because, a lot of times kids draw on walls and stuff like that. It's like that
Yeah.
stuff wipes off of the paint. So from my aspect, it's like, all right, I'm saving my walls, but from her aspect, it's creativity. But at the same time, it's an aesthetic that can add to the price of my Airbnb. And so, just by utilizing that from her and her liking board games and stuff like that, we were able to make our books interactive. So, honestly, I tell people all the time, I don't run our business. Kaden does. Like,
Yeah.
it's her world. And I actually heard somebody talking about, I think it was 19 Keys. He was like, kids' brain and the way they're wired at a young age allows them to see things that most people can't imagine. And then as we get older and we get told no and this don't make sense and this and that, we take our creativity away. So we can learn a lot from children.
Yes, absolutely. If I had a kid, I know that they would be a part of my business no matter what, because you can see something that I can't see. So you're going to inevitably teach me something that I never would have thought in a million years. That can make both of us a lot more money because you're not just seeing it from an adult aspect, but how could that be marketed toward children? Children run their parents, no matter what people say.
And they want to be like their parents. A lot of people don't know that.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So let's talk about the B2B method. What is that?
So the B2B method is bonding through business where we teach parents how to build profitable businesses with their children without having any business ideas. So what we do is we'll do like a few worksheets with them where they find a hobby that both of them like and we turn that hobby into a business because people buy and people like things when people love them. So like
Mhm.
I tell people all the time, like people are like, "Oh, this can't make money, this can't make money." But what is your favorite TV shows? You're literally most reality shows is you're watching somebody else's life. Somebody do something they love and you're entertained by it.
Right.
So we teach people how to find the things that they already love doing and make businesses from them. And then turn those businesses into 6 and 7 figure businesses.
Dope. And when did you get the idea to do this through you and Caden's adventure?
Yes, kind of. It was that. And then when I moved to Houston, one of the things that happened was she was getting in trouble in school.
Mhm.
And the first thing, like, that shit broke me down. And I don't be crying and shit. But her mom texted me and she's like, "Kaden misses you. The teacher said that she hasn't been the same because you've been gone." And so, like, that fucked with me mentally. So I'm like, yo, I got to be able to spend as much time with my daughter. I can't let a job stop. You know what I'm saying? The relationship we got because of the fact of my father was incarcerated 26 years of my life. So I know how it feels when your parent isn't there. You feel like your parent isn't dead. And most of the time we think that they're not there, but they were just, in his case, he was trying to give me everything he never had.
Yeah.
And in my case, I was trying to give her that. So I'm like, I'm just thinking about how many CEOs and how many different company people are literally going through this every day. Like they don't go to their child's games. They don't, what I'm saying, spend time with their children during most valuable moments in a child's life. Like
Mhm.
I can't name how many people probably miss their children's first steps because of
Mhm.
their job or their first event. And it hurts their children and their children despise them for that. Because when you go back and look at it, even as an adult, it's certain things where I'm like, bro, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even cared about that job. Like I would have rather spent time with you. And Kaden, one of the main things was she was like, "Daddy, we got money. You don't need to work. I just want to spend time with you."
Mm.
And my child is real enough to understand that. And I'm like, yo, if an 8 year old can say that, imagine how many kids scared to say that.
Mm.
So it was like we got to find a solution. So that really was the thing that created what we created. Because it's like there's so many parents that children go left field or they don't know nothing about their child. And then their child get older and then they despise their parents and they like, yo, I don't know why my child act like this.
Yes. So the goal is never to have a business that alienates you from your family, but to have your family a part of your business so that y'all grow together. That's probably one
And
of
it
the
creates
dopest concepts I've heard in a real long time. Yeah,
and it creates
that's
generational
dope.
wealth.
That's really dope. So I will ask this: has it been hard practicing parenting and partnering with your child when it comes down to business? Okay.
Not really. I think our relationship makes it hard for me because my daughter gets away with everything, and I let her be herself. But it's so many aspects from business I teach her. For instance, like Kaden, people think Kaden loves a lot of stuff we do, but Kaden don't. Like Kaden don't want to make no
Mm,
content. Cause I get on her because it's like Kaden wants to play, and I'm like, nah, you got to lock in. If you want to do something, you commit to it. Or it'll be times where I'm telling her what to do, and I'm yelling or fussing, and Kaden will shut down, and she'll be like, yo, I don't want to do this no more. And I'm like, nah, yeah. But at the same time, if she on something like this, she all for it.
really?
But it's like the back end work she don't want to do. Like she wants to be in front of cameras, she want pictures, videos, all that, but she don't want to do the back end work where the money
Right.
comes in. So it's teaching her like, yo, when you start something, you finish. When you do something, you do it perfectly. And now Kaden is to the point where like she'll go up to adults and be like, you ain't make your skit right, or you ain't make your content right. You walk. Like, I remember one girl, like one of my mentees, girl was supposed to be walking, and Kaden was like, nah, you don't walk and look at the camera. You walk forward and keep going, and then you look back at the camera. And I was like, oh shit. I was like,
Oh,
yeah,
she
that's my
got
baby.
it.
Like,
Oh, she
yeah.
got
So
it.
thing is, just sometimes it's like the thing that is the problem that a lot of parents, and we teach this part too, is don't live vicariously through your children, and don't push your children too hard where they're gonna hate what y'all doing.
That reminds me of
So you gotta find a
when
balance.
parents try to push their daughters into pageant and dance competitions and stuff like that because they're trying to live through their child instead of allowing their child to express themselves with whatever it is that they like. Mm. I like that. I like that. So we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the business aspect. When you first started, being entrepreneur parties and things of that nature, what piece of advice would you have wanted to hear someone tell you before you started?
Before I started or
Before you
after?
started. So before you went on this journey, what is something you wish you would have known?
What to do with the money once I make it?
That's insane. I'm gonna tell you why. We always pray for the money to come, but we have no idea what to do with it when it gets to us. I have blew many a bags, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah, yeah. I looked back after I stopped throwing parties, and I just thought about artists I brought. I dropped. Let me do the math again. Then we dropped 25 on artists, and I didn't realize it till after. I'm like, bro, I had 25 racks throwing parties, and I used 25 racks to throw a party and wasn't
Mhm.
broke. Telling how much money I
For
had at the
real,
time, but I couldn't show you none of that now.
for real. Is that the advice that you would give another aspiring business owner to understand what to do with the money when they get it?
Nah, saving the money and investing the money is important, but doing what you love
Mhm.
is more important. And a lot of people get into business and get into entrepreneurship, and the goal is the money. And once you start doing stuff for money, you're gonna stop liking it. You're gonna get disinterested, and you're gonna stop loving it. And the thing is, when you chase the money, it's harder to go get the money. But when you're doing it naturally and you're doing it from the place of love and the place of care, it's like I don't care if I make money or not. I'm here for the people. So that takes away the anxiousness and the desperate mindset of getting to
Right.
the money. Because when you're desperate for the money, you make
Absolutely.
mistakes.
I tell people all the time, especially aspiring business owners, you have to have a why behind your business. And I know it's so cliche and we hear it all the time. What's your why? But that's an important part of starting a business. When you start a business and it's, oh, well, I need to make this money by Wednesday. How it works. One, you're not gonna make it that fast. But two, as soon as you get compliant, you make enough money, your job's paying you enough, the money is no longer an aspect in your life. So why are you really doing it? I found that
Mhm.
once I make a certain amount of money, I'm comfortable. So why am I still doing whatever this business was? And I just push it to the side and I don't care about it anymore. I've already gotten to where my goal is, but my why should have been, I'm trying to have a house on a 25 acre lot back in Charleston on the beach. So that's my why. I'm trying to push to that goal. And a lot of entrepreneurs start out with well, I want to make 100,000 a year, not knowing that one, $100,000 a year ain't even a lot of money anymore. But two, you can
So we making that
let's
in
talk
a day.
about it. So two, and it's also the fact once you get that, what are you gonna do with it? Are you still gonna be working? Are you putting that back in your business? Are you investing it? You don't know what to do with it, and it just sits there and it depreciates and it goes away slowly but surely, and now you're back at square one. So
I agree.
when it comes down to credit, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I did not have the best journey with credit. One, student loans with my ass. Not gonna cap. Somebody should have told me to leave them student loans where the fuck they was at, but I didn't. And then two, I didn't understand credit when I was 18 years old, getting my first credit card. So when I maxed that thing out, I didn't check my credit score till I was like 19, 20 years old. What is some advice you would give someone young, 16, 17, 18 years old when it comes down to credit?
I ain't really never have bad
Oh, it
credit,
must
so
be
I
nice.
can't really.
Must be
Uh,
nice.
my mama like still that in us about credit, but she didn't break down like leveraging credit. So honestly, when it comes to credit, it's so complex that I would tell somebody to understand what credit can do for you. With your student loans, like I wouldn't say I would have removed them or not got them, but I look at it from the aspect of, let's say you took one of those student loans and put it in
Mm.
Tesla. During the time you got into school, Tesla went up a couple racks. So you do the math on
I
that
wouldn't
over
be
four
working right
years.
now. Let's be real. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's just the aspect of not even credit, but what credit can do for you, and that's one of the things that we teach in the schools when it comes to my public speaking. Is like y'all got to think of the aspects of what credit can do for you. You know what I'm saying? From leveraging it. Like I tell people all the time, one of the biggest mistakes I feel like any college student can do is staying in an apartment or paying the school to stay on campus. Because if you and four friends that are paying $2,000 or 3,000, 4,000, whatever y'all paying every year, every 6 months for an apartment that y'all only got one room in, y'all could have got a house, or one of y'all could have put a house in y'all name. Y'all all pay that same amount of money. One, the person that bought the house, they're about to be paid. Their house is getting paid for by the
yep.
three other people. Then on top of that, during that 4 year span, we don't get any more land. So after your 4 years of school, or however long you decide to stay in that area, you sell the house afterwards. Now you're debt free, and you had student loans, but the student loans already
Mm,
paid off. So it's just all about, um, if anything I could tell a young person is think outside the box and be creative.
absolutely. Because one, that play never crossed my mind ever. I'm gonna tell you right now, I was trying to get out my auntie house. I was trying to be on camp, be where the scene was, worry about parties and all the things I worried about. Well, how I'm gonna pay these student loans in 5 years. Some really good advice. Mistakes you've seen business owners make when they first start out.
Following trends. I think that's the biggest thing is following trends. A lot of people want to be like the entrepreneurs they see. And one of the main things I teach people every day and all day is, you know what I'm saying, stop being a fan and start being a celebrity. The people you looking up to, I don't care to look up to them. My mentors and stuff like that are like, oh, you're with so and so. Yeah, that's cool. But when I talking to them, I'm really not infatuated. You're not gonna catch me asking nobody for no
Mm,
pictures. If anything, I'm like, yo, give me a testimonial. Tell me something I can do in my business. I could give two flying blanks about what you do and what you made because that's not what I made. And I know eventually I'm trying to get above you. So I think a lot of times we follow the trends and we want to be like this person, we want to be like that person. That's where people mess up at because LeBron isn't LeBron because he followed Jordan. He doesn't have the same game set as Jordan. Kobe followed Jordan, and look where Kobe. Like they're the greatest players. Don't get me wrong, but Kobe ain't breaking records no more. You know what I'm saying? LeBron is passing the greats in almost every
mhm,
aspect because he played his own game, and that's what a lot of entrepreneurs do. Is you gave me the blueprint, now let me run your blueprint. And I tell people all the time, if you gonna run somebody else's blueprint, what's the point of you doing it? Because they could just go book or pay the person that taught you and skip all the steps of you being the mentee. So stop being a fan, be a celebrity, and create yourself that way. And then the other gem I give people all the time is a lot of people create their avatar in their audience, but they only create it once. I tell people all the time, you should have a 1 year, a 5 year, and a 10 year customer. Because your 1 year customer should not be your 5 year customer. Your 5 year customer should not be your 10 year
mm,
customer. If I'm trying to get 40 acres and a mule, once I get there, my customer base is different because I done made enough money to get 40 acres and a mule. So I'm already credible and I'm an authority in this space. What am I doing to take my business now to the next level? But if you're not thinking about, okay, in 5 years, I want my customer to be paying 8 racks compared to paying 2 racks, they're never going to pay 8 racks because you're still stuck on people paying
mm,
two. So you should have a 1 year audience, 1 year avatar, 5 year avatar, and a 10 year avatar. And you keep doing the same thing over and
mm.
over again. That's how you grow.
Now that I have heard it before, but not in that context. And I'm gonna tell you, the reason I probably haven't heard it before is nobody thinks that far ahead. People always think
Exactly.
1 year after 1 year after 1 year or month after month. I'm gonna tell you right now, once I open this business consulting firm, my first year price and my second year price will be two completely different prices and they won't be anywhere near each other. The reason being, I've learned so much in my first year from doing it. My second year customer is nowhere near as agile as my first year customer, as fresh, as green. So by all means, 1 year, 5 year, 10 year. I'm gonna go write that down as soon as we get off this call because I need to know what that 5 year plan is. I only have it 1 through 3 right now. I need to know what my 5 year is. Dope. So let's go to personal development. Obviously, we are not the same people we were when we were in college. Obviously, you've grown tenfold since the last time I've seen you. Let's be real. So, what did you change or what did you do in your life to get you from USC Aiken and to real estate and to credit and to B2B method and to father? What did you do?
I think the biggest thing for me was life. Death control a lot of things
Mm,
with me. Losing both of my best friends is like the way we live in, how we live in. Is that really what I want to be remembered for? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then at the same time, all of us was wild. Like we're wild cards, so we can pop off at
mm,
any second, and we don't care nothing about consequences. But the thing is, by us living like that, we can have the ultimate consequences. And so with me, where I'm at now, it's like I want to stop somebody because for so long, like when I got in real estate and credit, it was me going to Charlotte trying to figure out life, and then COVID happened, and it's like I just want to pick up some stuff to do. Um, and then when I moved to Houston, it was like, yo, this stuff has taken off. I'm rocking with it. Then I get the other call that so when I moved to Charlotte, Nitty died. When I moved to Houston, Chop died. So when I got there, I'm like, yo, I felt like I failed them. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, yo, y'all underneath me, y'all learn from me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all should be doing this and doing that. And for the longest, I took that out on myself. But then I realized, even though I didn't and wasn't able to save them, it's so many kids that I can save now. So that's why, like, more so now, I'm into public speaking. I'm into building my character. I'm into showing kids that they don't have to live that certain type of lifestyle, but they can just be
mm,
them. You know what I'm saying? And they can stay away from certain things because I feel like the biggest problem in the hood, and I tell people this all the time, when it comes to money, the hood
mm,
listens to it. When you think about who the kids in the hood always follow behind, it's the drug dealers, it's the scammers, it's the people that, you know what I'm saying, getting quick money. But if you bring somebody that got a suit on into the hood, they're not going to listen to them because you like a square. But the other aspect is if I pull up in a Ferrari or a Lamborghini in the hood, they don't give a fuck who you are. They want to know what
yeah,
you're doing because you in a car that they see on
yeah,
TV. The drug dealers in Camaros, they can't afford no Porsche. They can't afford a Lamborghini. So my thing is like, one, I'm relatable to them, and then two, I already know who they gonna zone out. So my goal now is to save a child from being like us, and having that ultimate consequence. So what developed me was depression. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in a neighborhood where it may be 4 or 5 of us still alive, and out of the 4 or 5, two of them may be locked up for damn near the
mm,
rest of their life. So you know what I'm saying? I got to be able to help those kids that come from what I come from. And the goal is, one, to make it home to my daughter. But see, the mentality at first was making it home to my daughters. I ain't going. You're going to have to take me out this world. But now it's like just being smart enough. Like making it home to my daughters, making sure that I got a roof over head, making sure that no matter what happens to me, she always be
mm.
straight.
That's definitely a
It's just my.
big transition from where you used to be, where you grew up to where you are now. So when you do these speaking engagements, do you go to neighborhoods that you grew up in, like you grew up in?
So me being an Aiken is not really, how do I see it? I can't. So I've grown up and I've changed a lot, but I'm not going to no high school where the principals are the people that told me I was gonna
Right.
fail. Cause now y'all looking at me and like, yeah, I'm so proud of you and
That's
how much you
fake.
changed. Nah, bro, you never believed in me. And it's just like a lot of people now, like a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, Aunt, you this and that. I was always, Aunt, like I ain't never switched up. I'm still the same dude. It's just the things that I get into ain't the same. Like my temper ain't as bad, but I've always been smart enough to, you know what I'm saying, maneuver. I always been a leader. I always, you know what I'm saying, had a business mindset. I always know how to market
Right.
myself. So I don't really come home, but I go to other places. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think I spoken Aiken yet, and I don't really care to. Like I done reached out to schools and stuff like that, but it was just based off of what my team
Mhm.
told me to do. So I could care less to reach out or speak at any of these
If
schools. And there's only one person in Aiken I would
okay,
work with.
okay, who was that?
Chris Emmanuel, no deadbeats dads, Mr. Father Registry, and what he did was like he's really taking the inner city kids of Aiken and really, you know what I'm saying, providing a way out. Like bro, done been an Oprah and everything, but that's my guy, and I salute him because he motivates me with the stuff I do. So if anybody likes what I do with my daughter, bro, do the
That's
same
dope.
thing,
That's dope.
but at a
That's
different
dope.
level.
All right. So my last question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? You and your daughter's business. Where do you see B2B method?
So when it comes to me, I don't care about me. Kaden got to be a billionaire. That's the goal. Like, I see my daughter at an aspect where she really popping shit. Like, Kaden at 5 years from now, Kaden be 13, so she'll be just turning a teenager. I want my daughter big popping, like having like her way with everything she want to do. With me, I can't really say where I want to be. I just know that right now, with my mindset and how I'm rocking and how I'm living is letting God use me. So wherever God takes me, wherever God puts me, that's what I'm gonna be. But for shit show, baby me, she gonna be all the
I
way
love
straight.
that.
Like she
I
having
love
her way.
that. Um, that wasn't my last question. My last question is this though. Is there anything that I didn't ask you that I should have asked you for this specific interview?
I ain't gonna say nothing that you asked, but one thing I want to leave people with from the business side that I should have said. You asked me like what's something I would
Hmm.
tell somebody. Big gem that I feel like holds so many people back is taking yourself out your business. You have to take yourself out your business to grow your business.
Yes, sir.
So the thing is, it's like not even hiring people, but sometimes we're in the way of the growth of our business because we don't want to listen to everybody. And I hate when people say the saying. I was just on live talking about it the other day. I hate when people say the saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna listen to you because you're not where I'm at." The thing is, that person that you're not wanting to listen to could be your next customer. They may be just waiting on you to show something and they'll buy from you. Or on the other end, they could have been where you're at, but they made the mistakes that they see you going down, which got them to where they at.
Literally,
So always be humble enough to be able to listen to somebody and get feedback from anybody. Because when I was throwing parties, like I was never popping to the point where I'm like, yo, bro, I don't want to hear nothing nobody said. And the people that had that mindset, and like I told people when I came to Aiken, my parties didn't jump right away. Like I remember they like, bro, you coming down here, you're not gonna be. I said, give it a year. That next year, I threw a party, and every party that happened that night flopped, and all those people end up coming. I was the first person to bring a party bus to Aiken. You know what I'm saying? Schools traveling from other schools, other organizations coming down here. I was the first person to really bring an artist if they really want to go back and look. And then everybody underneath me started doing the same thing, and people were so worried about competition that they didn't see it. So even then, I was on that, but now it's like the thing is like people can tell you so much and give you so much criticism and feedback that can help you, but we're so blinded by our own selves and what we think our business should be or where we think our business should go, when in reality we can still have that mindset of where we want to go, but the direction we're trying to go may not be the right direction for us. And a lot of times when we have a business, we have a goal that we want to go, and yes, you still following your dreams and doing the things you love, but the direction and your talent may be in a different
mm,
avenue.
that was a sermon. But nah, I felt that on a lot of different levels because the reason I made this podcast is literally called Finesse and Failure because I've made all the mistakes I could have made. I've done all the things wrong. I've messed up money. I have done just about everything that you're not supposed to do when you start a business. And now I'm able to teach people what to do because I've made the mistakes already. And they're able to listen to me because I've already been where they are now. Here's what we do instead. And like you said, don't want to listen to someone who isn't where they want to be or isn't where they're currently at. That's the point.
Yeah.
I, there's a reason I'm not where I could be right now. That's why I'm talking to you. So you can surpass me.
And people gotta understand falling in love with the process. I tell people all the time, like the process is where you learn that. When you fall in love with the process, like I tell people right now, I don't care if all my businesses flop tomorrow. I can never go broke because of what I know.
Facts.
And the things that I know right now, I know if I could get a homeless person to really listen to me for 6 months, they would probably be in a better position than anybody else. just based off the fact of the abilities that they have. Because what a lot of people don't understand what a homeless person is, they credit is probably all the way straight because they don't got
Mm,
shit on it, or if they had bad shit on it, it's to the point where it's damn near removed now because depending on how long they've been off the street. So them knowing what I know in credit and being able to leverage credit, because like I tell people all the time, once you learn credit, you live for free.
yeah,
So it ain't even about money. It's about being able to live and do the things that you want to do, flights, food, running ads. You know what I'm saying? Everything invests back into you. And the thing about credit is it helps you with your taxes because you know where all the business money's going because you're using certain cards for
yeah.
certain things.
I've learned that in the last year, which was one of my mistakes I made when I first started out as well. And baby, I love my cash back. Okay. I love my cash back. I love it. I love it. I wish I seen
But
her
I would say cash back is beneficial, but reward points are better
almost there, step by step.
because so the, so that is, but you can get both cards. But the reason why, and I'll drop a gem on your people, is like, for instance, like people be like the Platinum American Express fee is a lot. But when you think about the benefits, is it a lot? You get a $200 Dell credit every 6 months. That's $400. You get clear and pre-check, which is another hundred some dollars that lasts for
Mm,
5 years. When you go to the airport, you can get into the
mm,
lounges for free. Um, and they give you priority pass for the lounges that may not be the lounges that American Express offers. They also give you, you know what I'm saying, insurance on your vehicles when you go to somewhere like Hertz or Enterprise. Then on top of that, they give you insurance on your purchases. So if you buy a big purchase and something happens, American Express covers it. Then on top of that, they give you gold status with Delta, not Delta, Hilton and Marriott. You know what I'm saying? You're racking up points, and then those points allow you to get things that you want, like free hotel stays. When you go to a hotel, you get the free water, free parking, and those small things like that, whether it's cash back or rewards. You want to look at the benefits of the cards because the cards with the annual fees give you a lot of things that can really help you, especially as a business owner or a business entrepreneur, because those lounges come in the clutch if you on flights and you have to remember something or you trying to do business work. Bro, them seats in the regular part of the airport are
oh
fucking
God.
trash.
Oh,
So knowing knowing how to use those types of things and being able to leverage it to a point where the money comes back to you, just like they give you a $200 incidental for Delta or any of the airlines. So that means the food that you pay for on the airport, I mean, on the plane, you get that money back. So just the small benefits of the fact of the Beyonce tickets, you get priority pass the tickets. So now you can take the tickets and resell them, and then
that's
you
a
keep the
flip.
money. So there's so many things that you could do with the credit. So I definitely say if you starting on your business credit, find out what the reward points are, find out what the reward perks are. Even if it's a cashback card, some of them have the same reward perks. Use those things to your
Dope,
advantage.
dope, dope. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and go do that. Actually, I'm gonna do my 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year, and then I'm gonna look up the cards because you put me on. Okay, I love it. All right. All right.
That'll
Thank
work.
you. Bye.
All right, well.